everyone. Welcome to the press conference. We're joined today by NRG coming off of their victory against T1. If you have a question for the team, please use the Zoom hand raise feature. We'll start with written questions first. First question goes to Chet from Ganesh at Strafe Esports. After securing a 7-0 lead, NRG started losing a lot of rounds, and T1 almost brought back Bind. What do you think was going wrong in game?
I think we're just fumbling a lot of close rounds, and maybe we should have taken more space. I felt like T1 respected a lot of our hits, but we just didn't capitalize, and that's just something we can fix in practice moving forward.
Thank you. We'll now move to remote media questions. First question goes to Brandon Esports GG.
Thank you very much. Congrats on the win, guys. I'll ask this to Chet as well. You kind of just mentioned it just now, but immediately after the victory, you tweeted that you weren't happy with how you guys played at all. You know, you made the playoffs, a win's a win, but obviously it's clear you guys want to tighten some things up. What did you notice from your players that just didn't really go right, even in the victory against T1?
It was just small fundamental things like us being more like peeking together and just basic strats that we've run for a while that we're just fumbling a little bit that I know like it's uncharacteristic for us because we're like a really good team. So I think we just had like a small off day, but we can't like let those days happen like pretty often. So we have to just clean it for playoffs.
Thank you. Next question goes to Declan at Thixerdo.
Hi, this question is for FNS. I was just wondering how it felt to come out of this group without an early trip to the lower bracket, kind of considering how you guys had a rough and kind of slow start to VCT America's regular and also the playoffs portion.
It felt good because we as a team felt pretty good coming into this event. We saw our group. We felt like we were the best team in our group. So yeah, it would have been pretty bad for us to lose that first game, especially because we just felt like we were in control the whole time. But yeah, winning that game definitely gave us a lot of momentum overall.
Thank you. Next question goes to Brandon Esports GG.
Thank you again. I'll also ask this to FNS, and if anybody wants to chime in, go ahead. With your qualification to the playoff bracket, that's all three America's teams making it to the playoffs, with Loud already there and EG as well. I'd just like to ask what you think that says about the region, because it's very likely that it's the only region with all the representatives making it to the playoffs. You know, if things go certain ways. So what does that say about the region as well? How do you feel about the familiarity being a factor with those teams while you enter the playoffs?
I mean, I think other regions might be slightly top heavy. I don't know for sure because I haven't played all those teams, but it just feels like that from watching those games. Whereas our region, it just feels like a lot of the teams are closer together in terms of skill and, you know, tactics as well. I could name 3 teams from our region that could have easily have made it over us 3, you know? So in that sense, it's just closer together. So it is pretty impressive that our region is as strong as it is. What was your second question?
Yeah, and how do you feel about being familiar with those teams going into the playoffs as opposed to going up against teams that you haven't played before from the other regions?
It doesn't matter too much because there's VODs available. There's a bunch of things available. I mean, it is different to play those teams. So I guess in that sense, there's slight advantage, but I don't think there's a chance we play EG till later anyway. I think Loud is the only one that we can play, at least in the first round, and that's all we're focused on.
Thank you. Are there any on-site media questions? All right, well, that concludes our press conference today with NRG.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are joined by T1. If you have a question for the team, please use the Zoom hand raise feature. We'll start with remote media questions. First question goes to Fomos.
땡큐. 오늘 경기 고생 많으셨습니다. 먼저 감독님께 질문 드리겠습니다. 경기 총평을 좀 먼저 부탁드리고요. 그다음에 경기를 위해서 NRG의 어떤 부분을 노리셨고 공략에 있어 잘 됐던 점과 잘 안 됐던 점은 무엇인지 좀 설명해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
일단 솔직히 이길 수 있는 경기라 생각했는데 저희가 아쉽게 져가지고 아쉬움이 좀 남는 경기이긴 하지만 그래도 그렇게 진 경기도 좀 의미 있는 걸 얻은 게 있어가지고 좀 저희의 앞으로 미래를 봤을 때는 되게 좋은 경험이 될 것 같은 경기라 생각을 하고요. 오늘 준비는 이제 NRG가 했었던 북미에서의 경기랑 이제 어제 경기나 이런 걸 참고해서 봤는데 어, 플레이하던 방식들이 어느 정도 일관성 있는 게 몇 개 있어가지고 그 부분을 좀 분석을 했고 선수들도 벌써 리딩적인 면이나 이런 거에서는 다 잘 따라준 것 같은데 이제 다만 NRG 선수들이 마지막 집중력이나 뭐 이런 면에 있어서 좀 더 오늘 좋았기 때문에 그 팀이 오늘 이긴 것 같습니다.
So this question was for Coach Autumn, and the question was, what did you make of how the players performed today and the overall match? And talk to us about the preparation process against NRG. And Autumn's answer was, I think today's matchup, it was definitely winnable for us. So it's a little bummer that we didn't take that win, but we learned a lot and there are a lot of takeaways from this game. And in terms of preparation, we watched how NRG played in Americas, and also we watched their yesterday's VODs as well, and we analyzed their tendencies. And I guess NRG players were able to stay a little bit more focused and resilient.
Thank you. Next question goes to Brandon Esports GG.
Thank you very much. I'll also ask this to Coach Autumn. You just mentioned it, that you believe it was a very winnable series. So I'd just like to ask, it was very competitive. Are there any pivotal moments that you noticed that if they went in your favor rather than to NRG, they may have changed the outcome of the series?
질문 통역해 주시겠어요?
뭔가 그 굉장히 팽팽한 시점에서 이때 이겼다면 아니면 이때 이렇게 했다면 우리가 이길 수 있었을 텐데라고 보시는 부분이 있나요?
사실 모든 맵에 그런 부분이 있었고 이제 사실 제일 아쉬운 거는 당연히 마지막 펄 맵에서 후반에 이제 사야 선수가 공격 오퍼를 들었었는데 되게 좋은 판단이고 저는 이제 자신감이 되게 마음에 들었었는데 결국 저희의 좀 사소한 그런 그 하버 벽이 살짝 미스가 있어가지고 그 틈으로 저희가 지게 됐거든요, 결정적으로. 그래서 그게 좀 많이 뼈 아픈 것 같습니다.
Well, I had those moments on every map, but if I had to pick one, I would say on Pearl, when Saya got his hands on the operator in the second half, I think that was a great decision, and we could see the confidence in the players. But there was, I would say, a little bit of a gap in Harbor's wall, which eventually cost us the round, and I think that's one of the reasons why we let Pearl slip through.
Thank you. Next question goes to Ganesh at Strafe.
Hi, this is to Zeta. On Bind, we saw T1 secure spike plans multiple times. Out of the 8 rounds played, you secured spike plan for 6 rounds, but only could win one, convert one. What do you think were the crucial mistakes made during those post plans?
Can you repeat the questions a little bit slower, please?
Yeah, on Bind, T1 secured the spike plans for out of the 8 round plates, they secured the spike plan for 6 rounds, but only could convert it once. What do you think were the crucial mistakes made during those post plans?
포스트 플랜트 관련해서 좀 물어보는 것 같은데요. 일단 스파이크를 플랜트하기 한 라운드가 많았는데, 근데 왜 라운드를 이기지 못했는지에 대해서 물어보는 것 같아요.
우선 바인드 포스트 플랜트 상황에서 그 적팀이 이제 플립테이크를 많이 했었는데 그 플립테이크를 하는 상대, 특히 세이지 조합의 플립테이크 상대로 저희가 조금 경험이 많이 없다고 생각해서 저희가 이제 아마 그런 부분에서 미흡한 부분이나 실수를 좀 많이 해서 아마 진 것 같습니다.
I think we really need more reps on how to adjust or adapt to the opponents running Sage in the full retake situation.
Thank you. Next question from Fomos.
땡큐 어게. 감독님하고 제타 선수한테 하나씩 좀 질문을 드리겠습니다. 아직 좀 얘기하기 좀 이른 상황일 수도 있겠지만 지금 상황에서 패자조 경기 승리할 팀이 어디라고 좀 보고 계시는지 그 이유가 뭔지 그리고 만약에 그 팀으로 결정이 됐을 경우 어떻게 대비하실 건지에 대해서 질문 드리고 싶고요. 제타 선수께는 현재 컨디션이랑 자신감에 대해서 어느 정도 포인트를 주고 싶고 최종전 승리에 자신감이 있으신지에 대해서도 좀 듣고 싶습니다.
저는 EDG랑 다시 재경기를 할 것 같고요. 그 이유는 EDG가 제가 쭉 영상들을 봤는데 나비도 보고 NRG도 보고 EDG도 봤는데 지금 약간 EDG가 저는 진짜 잘하는 팀이라 생각을 해가지고 이번에 나비 상대로 EDG가 이길 것 같습니다. 그리고 만약 EDG가 올라오게 된다면은 저희가 캉캉 선수한테 이제 그 선수 오퍼를 들었을 때 공격이나 수비 양쪽 사이드에서 저희가 얼마나 대처를 잘할 수 있을지 그게 포인트인 것 같습니다.
우선 저 같은 경우에는 뭐 컨디션이랑 자신감 같은 부분에 있어서는 그 저번에 제가 제일 잘했던 그 VCT 퍼시픽 정규리그에서랑 똑같고요. 저희 팀이 현재 뭐 컨디션이나 이제 그 자신감으로 지금 졌던 게 아닌 것 같아서 아마 저희가 여태까지 했던 실수들을 조금만 떠줄이면은 저희가 더 잘할 수 있을 거라는 생각 때문에 네, 어떤 상대를 만나도 이길 수 있다는 자신감은 있습니다.
So there are two questions for Autumn and Zeta. The first one was for Autumn. So who do you think is going to make it in the next upcoming match, EDG or Navi? And how would you prepare for that? And Autumn's answer was, I think it's going to be a rematch between us and EDG. I reviewed most of the team spots and I think EDG is really strong. So they will take that one against Navi and we're going to face EDG again. And if we do, it's going to come down to how well we respond to Kong Kong on the operator, both on defense and also attack. And the question for Zeta was, what would you say, how confident do you feel? And what can you tell us about the condition of the team? And he said, I think we're feeling well and I think we're performing as well as we did in Pacifics. And I don't think today was the matter of confidence. If we just don't make the mistakes, I think we can definitely have a great performance.
Thank you. Next question goes to Chris at Spin Esports.
Okay. This question it's for Munchkin. I mean, I know you guys have 3 players that played against the NA teams last year, but I mean it's a different team this year with 5 of you guys. Do you think that the team T1 itself is far away, or the Apex scene is far away from the NA teams, or is it closer than you think from what you see today? And also the second question for Coach Autumn, because Pearl it has been the deciding map for your past 3-4 games, and it's been very close. Do you think that they need something else to be done to the Pearl, maybe the composition or like the strats for your team to be able to maybe perform a bit more critical in the Pearl deciding map?
먼저 첫 번째 질문은 먼치킨 선수에게 드리는 질문인데요. 일단 NA에서 뛰었던 선수들이 현재 T1에 있기도 하고 오늘 상대방도 좀 만나본 경험이 있는 선수들이 What is the first question for Munchkin?
Yes, for Munchkin.
있는데 또 그 만나본 이후에 뭔가 아메리카스나 NA 팀들에 비해서 뭔가 에이펙이나 T1의 컬러가 다른 점이 있는지 아니면은 뭔가 경기력이나 저력에 있어서 좀 차이가 크게 있는지 궁금하다고 합니다.
솔직히 다른 건 크게 많이 못 느꼈는데 일단
NRG는 되게 오래된 팀이기도 하고 이제 좀 베테랑 선수들이 있는 편이잖아요. 그래가지고 퍼시픽 선수들보다는 조금 더 경험이 많다고 생각했고, 그리고 게임하는 거는 되게 그냥 경험이 좀 많은 듯한 플레이 스타일이었어요. 그냥 그게 다인 것 같아요.
Munchkin's answer was, I didn't feel like there was a huge difference, but NRG is one of the long-lasting rosters. So I feel like they're more experienced compared to other Pacific teams, and it really showed today. 그리고 네.
알고 있습니다. 펄은 저희가 이제 퍼시픽이 끝나고 나서 사실 정규 시즌 중에는 저희가 펄이 그렇게 좀 자신 있는 맵은 아니었는데 준비는 돼 있었지만 저희가 문제점 파악한 게 좀 있었고 그래서 이제 마스터즈를 오면서 사실 짧은 시간이었지만 이제 역할을 좀 바꾼 게 있거든요. 이제 제타 선수가 이제 바이퍼를 하고 벤 선수가 하버를 하게 됐는데 이제 역할적인 면에 있어서는 이게 훨씬 더 맞는 방향이라 생각을 하고 있고 다만 아직 저희가 뭐 숙련도 부분 아직 선수들이 이제 진짜 연습한 지가 얼마 안 됐기 때문에 다른 새로운 뭐 전략이나 조합을 시도한다기보다는 지금 바꾼 역할에 대해서 좀 더 깊이를 채우는 느낌으로 할 것 같습니다.
So Autumn's answer was, Pearl is not really our go-to map in Pacific, but coming into Masters, we had a little bit of role swap. Zeta is now on the Viper and Ben on Harbor, and yeah, and I think we're headed the right way with these changes. I don't think trying new strategies or coming up with something new, like changing compositions, would be the right answer for her. We just answer for us. We just need to be more comfortable with what we have and maybe have a few more reps in.
Thank you. Next question from Ganesh at Strafe.
Yeah, this is for Karpe. Last time we talked was during after your week 3 VCT Pacific game. Back then you said you are still adjusting to Valorant. Now that you have completed a whole season in VCT Pacific with VCT Pacific, you have been obviously performing exceptionally well. Would you say that you're comfortable with Valorant now?
카르페 선수께 드리는 질문인데요. 이 기자님과 퍼시픽 윅 3 때 인터뷰를 나눴는데 아직 발로란트에 좀 적응 중이라고 얘기를 했는데 이제 한 시즌을 보내고 나서 훨씬 더 좀 편안해 보이고 익숙한 느낌인데 이제 적응을 다 마쳤다고 봐도 될까요?
적응 같은 거는 뭐 마친 것 같고요. 근데 적응을 다 했다고 해서 부족한 부분이 없는 건 아닌 것 같아서 매 경기 할 때마다 제가 느끼는 게 있고, 경기 후에 피드백하고 팀적으로 보완하면서 업그레이드 되는 느낌을 계속 받고 있고요. 이번 경기도 뭐 다르지 않은 것 같고 전에 퍼시픽 했을 때랑 그리고 제 개인적으로도 이제 퍼포먼스적인 거나 이런 거는 되게 자신감이 있는 상태라고 생각합니다.
Yes, I have definitely adjusted very well, but that doesn't mean that I can stop working. I still feel like I have a lot to improve, and through our feedbacks and every game that we play, I feel like I'm still learning and improving as well. And in terms of the confidence level, I am pretty confident in my performance.
Thank you. We'll now move to on-site media questions.
This question's for Munchkins, Mali from Esports GG. This was probably one of the most entertaining matches so far. So apart from the results, what about this performance are you most proud of about your team? I enjoyed Saya players 4K on Jet, but what do you think were the biggest takeaways from this match for you, positive ones?
먼치킨 선수에게 드리는 질문인데요. 일단 뭔가 보는 사람 입장에서는 이번 경기가 굉장히 재밌고 흥미진진했는데 오늘 뭔가 원하는 결과를 얻진 않았지만 가장 마음에 들었던 점, 좀 긍정적으로 볼 수 있는 점은 뭐라고 생각하시나요?
일단 두 번째 맵이랑 세 번째 맵은 저희가 원래 기존에 대회 때든 스크림에서 하던 방향성으로 많이 흘러갔는데, 노투스에서는 저희가 공격할 때 문제점을 발견했고 상대팀을 어떤 식으로 해야겠다라는 것을 게임 중간에 저희가 파악했었거든요. 근데 그게 경기 도중에 저희가 하던 게임 스타일이 아니고 대회 때 중간에 바뀌었던 건데 되게 잘 풀려서 엄청 그런 부분에서 저희가 성장이 또 있었다고 생각해요.
So I would say on Bind and Pearl, our play style stayed similar to what we've been doing in scrims and practices, but on Lotus, we kind of had a read into our opponents in the middle of the game, I would say. So we had to make some adjustments, and those adjustments were really like on the go, on the fly. And it wasn't something we were used to, but I'm really glad that we were able to pull it off. And I think it shows how much we've grown as a team.
Thank you.
네, 일본 게임워치에서 왔습니다. 만치킨 선수한테 물어보겠습니다. 일본 팀에 소속했었던 시기도 있었기 때문에 일본에서 인기가 굉장히 많은데 이번에 그 정말 훌륭한 실력으로 그 인치킨이라는 별명이 생겼어요. 혹시 아시는지? 그 인치키가 일본어로 사기 같은 뜻인데 그 칭찬이에요. 그 이거 듣고 어떻게 생각하시는지 알려주시겠어요?
옛날부터 인치킨이라는 말을 듣긴 들었었거든요. 근데 정확히 무슨 뜻인지는 몰랐는데, 그런 뜻인 줄은 몰랐는데 엄청 좋은 뜻이라는 걸 처음 알았습니다.
This question was for Munchkin. Now, Japanese fans call you Inchkin, which means super OP. So what's your reaction to this new nickname? And he said, well, people call me Inchkin, but I've actually never kind of learned what it meant. And to hear that it means something positive, it makes me feel so good.
다음 질문 또 만치킨 선수한테 물어보고 싶은데 오늘은 전에 소속했었던 크레이지 럭큰 팀에 같이 했었던 아대상이 이 현장에서 VIP룸 같은 것에서 방송을 하고 계세요. 그리고 거기에 네스 선수도 함께 게스트로 와가지고 경기를 지켜보고 있었어요. 혹시 알고 계셨는지 그리고 그거 듣고 어떻게 생각하시는지 알려주시겠어요?
일단 온지는 아예 모르고 있었고요. 근데 오늘 그 네스랑 아데가 와서 엄청 좋은 날이긴 하지만 저희가 너무 아쉽게 돼서 미안하기도 하고 덕분에 와줬기 때문에 또 이렇게 좋은 경기력으로 좀 잘했었지 않나 약간 이런 생각도 합니다.
So the question was for Munchkin, and the question was, well, your former teammates from Crazy Raccoon, Ade and Ness, they're streaming live right here in the arena. Were you aware of this? And what do you think about them streaming here and supporting you? And he said, no, I really didn't know that they were here, but and I kind of feel like I let them down a little bit, but I would like to thank them. I think their support from far away kind of gave me the motivation, I guess, and good luck to perform very well.
그리고 마지막 질문 사야프레이어 선수한테 물어보겠습니다. 그 사야프레이어 선수가 이름이 일본 애니메이션에서 따왔다고 들었어요. 그래서 약간 일본에 대한 일본에 오신 인상 같은 거 물어보고 싶어요.
네, 제가 다른 데는 많이 다녔었는데 나라를 이제 일본이 제일 가까운 데도 한 번도 못 왔었거든요. 그래서 이제 되게 일본에 대한 환상 같은 게 있었는데 제가 생각하는 만큼의 이제 그 이상의 약간 제가 그런 좋은 인상을 받아서 되게 일본에 약간 살고 싶을 만큼 약간 그런 느낌이 들었어요. 좋았어요.
So this question was for Saya, and the question was, Saya, I know your IGN is about the anime character, and so what's your impression on Japan? And Saya's answer was, well, I've traveled many countries, and Japan is like Korea's neighbor country, but this is my first time being here, and I think it's better than what I've expected. I even want to live here sometimes in the future.
All right. That concludes our press conference today with T1. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.